Tav X Hebrews, purity and becoming one. I'm your brother, Mr. Real Talk, and this is your go-to YouTube channel for brotherhood, sisterhood, and an attempt at righteousness. Hit that like button on your way into the live stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Y'all already know, if you've been around here for a little while, we always gotta wait a few minutes to see if any Hebrews gonna get the notification, because YouTube does not like to send out notifications from this channel because they don't like people like us coming together under our God. Hit the like button, and we just gonna wait a few minutes to see if any brews get the notifications. You know the routine.
War, it must come, it must go, because that's the way the world goes. Don't fuck with my spirit, my bro. Like I told you hoes, you get exposed. Don't fuck with my spirit, and sisters won't hear it. Don't fuck with my spirit, and sisters won't hear it. Cause I got the keys, oppressive theory. Cause I got the keys, oppressive theory. Don't fuck with my spirit, don't fuck with my spirit. Don't fuck with my spirit, don't fuck with my spirit. Don't fuck with my spirit, don't fuck with my spirit. Cause I got the keys and they theory. Don't fuck with me when I'm in my blood. My ancestors, they cause a shit. I can't control how they get. Y'all are not the game, and it's all with they head. Can't be the bill. My eyes dry and red. I feel all they play. My ancestors, they won't leave my memory. Is this insane? Or is this a gift? They call us a witch, cause our souls got dripped. I know that is power, this magic hour. Yeah, this magic hour. Oh, it must come, it must go, because that's the way the world goes.
Tav X.
Don't fuck with my spirit, my bro. Like I told you hoes, you get exposed. Don't fuck with my spirit, and sisters won't hear it. Don't fuck with my spirit, and sisters won't hear it. Cause I got the keys, oppressive theory. Cause I got the keys, oppressive theory. Don't fuck with my spirit, don't fuck with my spirit. Don't fuck with my spirit, don't fuck with my spirit. Don't fuck with my spirit, don't fuck with my spirit. Cause I got the keys and they theory. Should we live in peace, or should we cause war? They think it's a game till the soul hit the floor. This is not sin, and I am not him. Black this shit out, bang on his rim. I put with real good, I roll it for real. He ain't no member, he can't get in. Shout out sex money, beat up my twins. Gone on Esdras, blaze up my truck. Gone on Jumbo, bring hell to work. All on no room, bring down some shit. All on no show, bring down your room. All on oil, bring down that cool. It must come, it must go, because that's the way the
Yeshiva the Hebrew says, "What's up, family? Tav X, let's go." Tav X to you, Yeshiva the Hebrew, and Tav X to the rest of you Hebrews out there. You just gotta wait a couple minutes to see if any of the brothers and sisters gonna get the notification, and then we gonna get started. That's right. That's right. Hit that like button on your way in the door. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Hope everybody's having an awesome, beautiful, wonderful, spectacular day and all that good stuff. Your day is definitely off to a good start because the Most High God woke you up today. He woke me up, which he didn't have to do. You know what I mean? He didn't have to do that. We're gonna peek at this Apocrypha today, along with your widely accepted KJV. Hope all is well, fam. Hope all is well with the family out there. Hope you all are having a wonderful, marvelous late morning, early afternoon, depending on where you may be in the world.
It's real, it's real. It's trying to convince you that your thoughts and your feelings and emotions aren't very real. Every day I wake up, it's getting more likely to either kill or be killed. You know, walk in this smoke and keep it real. I'ma do it if nobody else gonna do it. See it if nobody else gonna see it. Every time I close my eyes, I convince myself every day like this shit not real life. How the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? They just keep us in the street for so long. And I couldn't even be myself for so long. So don't walk in that smoke, guaranteed you gon' choke. Cause it's burning, man, this shit ain't no joke. We'll never lose hope, cause we tapped in. Stuck in the wheel, that the system got us trapped in. Ain't fuck nothing, we gon' get it out the back end. And how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? I've been feeling like this for so long. How could you be asleep? Sound in your face, you ain't gotta reach. All you gotta do is listen to me pipe down. I'm about to teach, this in the air, like I'm about to preach. Blood in the skin, like the man that had a dream about him. I'm going to a man into a king, man. Having this feeling, the bells about to ring. More EINs than LLCs for the family trees. And the picture a little more brighter for me. Since I planted some seeds, I'm thinking for the three. I got some meanings, I'm on my god the evil. But they won't move up like Boston. DNA, unlikely. Producing the product for profit. Just being honest, they want me done. They fly like a comet, she's so astonished. Hey, she was in the come out garments. Even some stress to get back to some money. For real.
Joshua the Levite says at Mr. Real Talk, Time X. Time X to you, Joshua the Levite. Hope all is well with you, bruh.
We'll never lose hope, cause we tapped in, stuck in the wheel, that the system got us trapped in. Ain't fuck nothing, we gon' get it out the back end. And how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? I've been feeling like this for so long. I forget all the shit that they told me. Come to think about it, I don't even think I know me. All my people getting shot by the police. Could've been me, so I'ma let my soul speak. For the ones who came, for the ones we lost. These niggas cross their own people just to be a boss. I'm choosing love over evil, I never cross. Showing my people shit get deeper when you find it out. All of the secrets so we pick because it's coming out. If I can change and the pain, you can have it all. It's always the time, by the time on the best screen. Fuck Trump, fuck Biden, fuck a vaccine. Fucking all from speed, gotta kiss me. Ride till the wheels fall off, I gotta X me. And the older we can play like controllers. Ain't no fear now, I can't be shaking like a soda. Tell myself that I'm tripping. Truth hit hard like a nigga get no whipping. Nigga, I'm too solid, hell nah, I ain't dripping. MJ still is now, nigga, I ain't pippin'. Breaking news line, yeah, straight from the gutter. Spin straight face, nigga, nigga on my brother. Talking God talk, on a man like gutter. Got the cold flow, ripping niggas like a gutter. I'ma do it if nobody else gon' do it. See it if nobody else gon' see it. Every time I close my eyes, I convince myself every day like this shit not real. Like, how the fuck I've been in the street for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? They done killed us in the street for so long. And I couldn't even be myself for so long. So don't walk in this smoke, guaranteed you gon' choke. Cause it's running, man, this shit ain't no joke. But we'll never lose hope, cause we tapped in.
Top X Hebrews. Hit the like button on your way in the door. We getting ready to get started. I'm not going to keep you wonderful brews too long today, but I do want to chop it up with you. I do want to chop it up with yous. Once again, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land, in YouTubeville? I hope all is well with all of you and your households and your family. Everything that can go good for you, I hope it's going that way. Can you dig it? You know what I want you to do? I want you to go grab a pen and a pad, or you can just come back to this video and listen to this video as many times as you need to, as many times as you want to. I'm going to start off by saying this. The book of Proverbs, chapter 9. We're going to read it in two different spots. We're going to read it in an amplified version, and we're going to read it out of the KJV. Well, first, let's read it out of the KJV first, shall we? Proverbs 9 and 10. Listen good, Hebrew. The fear of the Lord, which is capital L-O-R-D. Whenever I read from these translations and I see the word Lord in all caps, I know that it's translated into Yahawah. So that's how we're going to read it. So you know exactly who this is talking about. So there's no confusion between this God right here and the world's favorite idol, who also they like to call Lord. That was the whole reason of taking Yah's name out of the Holy Scriptures, out of the Hebrew Bible, and replacing it with words like God, Lord. So that way they could slide that other guy in there. You know, Christ, JC, Yeshua, Yahawah, Bahashim Yahawah, all of these so-called names. They're trying to replace the God of the Old Testament. That's why when we see that Lord in capital L-O-R-D, just go ahead and read it the way it's supposed to be. And it's supposed to say Yahawah. I also have the Yahawah Bible, okay? Which in the Yahawah Bible, every single time that they took away the word of the Most High's name, which is Yahawah, whenever they took away his name, they replaced it with words like Lord or God. But you know what? Hold on. So I can prove this, because I know somebody out there, you may have never heard of the Yahawah Bible. Hold on 1 second. All praises to the mighty one. Okay? I had to go break this out because I had to prove this. Around here, we're not allowed just to run off of emotion, to run off of hearsay. I'm trying to show y'all as best I can the things that I'm understanding. And that's what it's my job to do. All right, now let's check out Proverbs 9 and 10 in the Yahawah Bible. Let's see if I was telling you the truth. Proverbs 9 and 10 in the Yahawah Bible. The reverence of Yahawah is the beginning, first requirement, chief part of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Do y'all hear that? Look at this. I love this Bible right here. The Holy Scriptures, the Yahawah Bible. Lets you know how powerful the name of Yahawah is. Again, Proverbs 9 and 10. The reverence of Yahawah. See, when you read the Yahawah Bible, there's no way you can confuse this with Yeshua, Yahawah, Bahashem Yahawah, JC, Christ. None of that. It's calling the Most High God by his name, so there's no confusion. Do you see that? Do you guys and gals out there see that? The reverence of Yahawah, not the reverence of the Lord, because the Lord can be anybody. The reverence of Yahawah. The reverence of Yahawah is the beginning, first requirement, chief part of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Do y'all hear this? That is so heavy and deep right there, fam. That's where it all starts and begins at. The reverence of Yahawah and him alone. Nobody else. What we're talking about today may be hard for some people to grasp. Some people even may try to yell, witchcraft, sorcery, when all I'm just going to be doing, I'm going to be talking to y'all today. And for those people who can understand, you'll understand. And if you don't understand right now, maybe you'll watch this video again and you'll come to the conclusion whenever you're supposed to. But once again, Proverbs 9 and 10, the reverence of Yahawah is the beginning, first requirement, chief part. Chief part means it's the most important thing. Y'all see that? Of wisdom. And the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. The Most High God will cause you, when you reverence him, to be able to understand things that a lot of other people cannot. They'll say sorcery, witchcraft, because they don't have the understanding yet. And many of us, when we don't see things that other people do, sometimes we wanna go against it because we've never heard it before, or we just can't fathom certain things. Just the way it is. But when you reverence Yahawah, that's the first part. That's the chief part of wisdom. And knowledge of the Holy One is understanding, which the majority of people on planet Earth have no understanding whatsoever. We are trying our best to understand. That's why we fear the Most High God. We reverence the Most High God, whose name is Yahawah. Again, now we'll read that in the Amplified version. Yeshiva the Hebrew says, where can I get it from? Yeshiva the Hebrew, you probably can maybe go on Amazon, eBay. They definitely have it out there. I would check Amazon and I would check eBay. King David says, Tob X just left gym, getting a good workout and finishing off with a 20-minute sauna session. Oh, I know that feels good, King David. King David says, wicked ass pastor call themselves reverence. Exactly. It's pathetic when you think about it. It is quite pathetic. Now we're going to read that same scripture In the Amplified Version, Proverbs 9 and 10. The reverent and worshipful fear of Yahawah is the beginning, the chief, and the choice part of wisdom. And the knowledge of the Holy One is insight and understanding. Family, our God, Yahawah, is all about understanding. You got surface level understanding, you got intermediate levels of understanding, and then you have the deep levels of understanding. And then you got super deep levels of understanding. Some of us understand different things at different levels. The brother across the street may have a deep understanding of XYZ. The brother around the corner may have a deep understanding of ABC. The sister around the corner may have a deep understanding of JFK. I'm just saying, don't compare yourself to any other person out there. Every one of us has our own journey, our own walk with the Most High. The one thing that I can tell you is the beginning of any kind of wisdom, any kind of true knowledge, and the application of that is the fear of Yahawah. That's where it's all going to start at. That's the chief part, the reverence of Yahawah, the fear of Yahawah. That's the chief part. That's the most important part. That's the first requirement. And that kind of knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. All right? Now, I want to turn to Proverbs 23 and 7. Proverbs 23 and 7. Listen good, Hebrew. Proverbs 23 and 7 in the Amplified Version. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. As one who reckons, he says to you, eat and drink. Yet his heart is not with you, but is grudging the cost. Do you see that? I'm going to read this again. Proverbs 23 and 7. The most important part of this verse that we want to get is the first part. Listen good. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. As one who reckons. When somebody reckons something, means they're thinking about it. It says, for as he thinks in his heart, so is he. As you think in your heart. It ain't talking about this heart right here. You don't think right here. Not physically. Maybe spiritually. But right here, this is physical. Your physical heart. The heart that it's talking about is right here. As a man thinketh in his heart, in your soul, in your mind, so is he. Now that may seem like a small, insignificant verse on the surface. But what I'm trying to get brothers and sisters to understand, and I'm starting to understand it more and more, that's why I'm talking about it. This is true on so many levels. It doesn't just go for reading Bible verses. That verse we just read applies all across the board, all across your life experience. As you think in your heart, so are you. The spiritual realm is not really separate from the physical realm. You have to have, in order to have a spiritual realm, you have to have a physical realm. In order to have a physical realm, you must have a spiritual realm. There is no such thing as having one without the other. They're both deeply interconnected. Your thoughts and your feelings are not just personal. You heard me correct, Hebrew. Your thoughts, I'm talking to you, your thoughts and your feelings are connected to an invisible world wide web that connects everything in this universe. Your thoughts literally have a direct effect on matter. Your thoughts and your feelings can shape matter. This ain't no witchcraft. Cause I can hear some Hebrew out there now. Sorcery, this is new age witchcraft, sorcery, and all kind of other stuff. No, it's not. You gotta shake off what you've been taught by your colonizers. You have to stop being afraid of yourself. You got to stop being afraid to use the tools that Yahawah gave you. Yahawah gave you a mind, a brain to think, and not just on the surface. As a man thinketh, so is he. Proverbs 23:7 again, the top part of that verse. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. I'm telling you, Hebrew, your thoughts and your feelings are not just your own. Your thoughts and your feelings are not just privately protected because you haven't spoken them. If you're thinking them, if you're thinking certain things and you're feeling certain things, your thoughts and your feelings are connected, like I said, to an invisible world wide web that feels everything, that connects everything. And see, we've been taught to gloss over these kind of things for various reasons. Number one, it's the church. The church has destroyed God's chosen people by making you an enemy of the Most High God, by causing you to reverence someone else other than Yahawah, and then they can plant all kinds of stuff in your head. Look, on a very, very low level, how many of you have done this before? You've been somewhere, you go somewhere where you know a couple of people in the place, and y'all know each other, and y'all start talking. And let's say there's a guy who comes to the same place named Mike Brown. And you might get up there, you chilling with a couple of people in this place that you're familiar with, that y'all all know each other. And it's another person who comes there sometime named Mike Brown, but you don't see him just yet. And then you might go to one of the people who are there. Hey, what's up with Mike Brown? Anybody seen Mike Brown? And as soon as you say that, Mike Brown come walking up the street, or he comes walking in the door. I'm talking to somebody out there right now. Has anybody out there ever experienced anything like that? No matter where you are, whether it's at work, the neighborhood, the schoolyard, the playground, the park, you come into a setting that's familiar to you and others, and one of the other people who you know you usually see when you come to a certain place every now and again, you don't see them. And their name is Mike Brown. And then you go, hey y'all, what's up with that nigga Mike? Anybody seen that nigga Mike Brown? And as soon as you say that, or somebody else says that, here come Mike Brown strolling through the door. Have anybody out there ever seen that or done that? King David says, yep. On a low level right there, that's how powerful your thoughts are and your words. You think that that's a coincidence, but many of you out there, you've seen that multiple times. Some of us have done that multiple times. You come around the way in the neighborhood, you chilling with the fellas, and you be like, hey, where that nigga Black at? Anybody seen Black? And somebody might say, man, I ain't seen Black in a minute. But as soon as somebody said, where Black at? What's up with that nigga Black? Here come Black walking up the street. How many times has that happened? And you know what? And what y'all say when that nigga Black show up? You say, hey, bro, we just talked you up. Or sometimes have you ever been the one to show up to a place and people tell you, hey, bro, or hey, sis, we just talked you up. You see that? Because there are power in words. There are power in thoughts and feelings. As a man thinketh, so is he. Okay? It's all connected. Yeshiva the Hebrew says, okay, thanks. I'll be looking for it. Okay, you're talking about the Yahawah Bible. Okay, that's what's up, sis. Yeshiva the Hebrew says, shalom at King David. King David says, people either find BS out of thin air to worship JC them if they're on the right track and don't agree. New assault, new age. Yep. Yeshiva the Hebrew says, at Joshua the Levite, Shalom family. King David says, yep. Yeshiva the Hebrew says, yes. Yeshiva the Hebrew says, I was just talking to Yah a couple days ago, sitting on my bed, and I brought up a situation about a person, and they text me after I woke up. Do you see that? See, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, y'all, that is exactly what I'm talking about. And Yeshiva the Hebrew, you think that was just a coincidence? There's no such thing as a coincidence, fam. Coincidences do not exist. That's a word and a terminology and a concept made up by the heathens so that we won't look further into things and to just dismiss things when we see them. King David said, basically, summoning the man. Pretty much. Pretty much. And the same way that you can summon a man or a woman with your words, you can summon a man or a woman with your thoughts. You can summon circumstances with your words. You can summon circumstances with your thoughts. Again, what's the top part of Proverbs 23:7? For as he thinks in his heart, and your emotions for feelings. Feelings are very powerful. Your feelings can be felt by the universe. Yeah, I said universe. Invisible matter. Real spooky, right? Because I know somebody gonna try to say, see, I told you he's doing witchcraft. Aki said universe. Well, doesn't the universe exist? Doesn't the universe exist? I'm not making it up. The universe is a real thing. So how is it witchcraft, Aki? Invisible matter is a real thing. How is it witchcraft, Ak? We talking real life, hardcore, scientific fact. And when you look into it and you study, you're going to see your thoughts and your feelings actually shape matter. That's how you can summon somebody by saying, yo, where that nigga Black at? And Black walk up the street soon as somebody say that. And you be like, bruh, we just talked you up, bro. Uh-huh. And we've been taught to gloss over that kind of stuff, y'all. Yeshiva the Hebrew says, not at all, bro. Y'all let me know he heard me. Y'all see that? The Most High God has a way of confirming things to us, strengthening our faith so that we can go further and deeper. Y'all see that? I'm telling you, myself included, this goes for all of us once we realize this. Once you are actually conscious of your thoughts and conscious of your feelings, you can begin manipulating your reality. Yeah. This is not no made up stuff. This is a fact. Yeshiva the Hebrew says, it's not spooky. We need to know how to use our powers. Exactly. Yeshiva the Hebrew says, it's not spooky. That's right. But you know how some Hebrew Israelites are. They'll try to take everything that I'm saying and then they will tell people, he's doing witchcraft, Ak. This is sorcery, Ak. He's talking about the universe. Well, ain't the universe a real thing? Ain't the universe a creation? The creation is alive. That means that the universe is alive. And that means that the universe hears you. That's how you can summon somebody just like that by saying, hey, well, anybody seen Mike Brown lately? What's up with Mike Brown? As soon as somebody say that, 30 seconds later, here come Mike Brown walking through the door. And people haven't seen Mike Brown in a while. But you basically summoned him. King David says, why I made that video, watch your mouth, just because you Torah only, because when you itching for brother to be harmed so bad, it's going to happen to you. Because energy also backfire, can't be righteous, thinking negatively at the same time is going to backfire. King David, that is heavy, bro. Boy, is that heavy what King David just said. It's no way we can make this up, family. There's no way that we can make this up. Words are very powerful. Energy is very powerful. We got to watch our words. We got to watch our energy. We got to watch the things that we say about ourselves, the things that we say about others. We have to be mindful of the kind of energy that we're putting out. Because you know what? Life is a mirror. It's not a window. Life is a mirror. It's not a window. You're going to look out, and what you see is going to come right back to you. What you seeing in your mind, the universe or the world is going to reflect that right back to you. Everything that you can see, when you look around this planet Earth, I don't care what it is, every physical thing that you see, it started in here first. It started off as a thought first. Different kind of thoughts have different kind of vibrations. Different kind of thoughts have different kind of frequencies. Look at the invisible world of matter. Look at that as a huge piece of physical stone waiting to be shaped by you, by me. Look at your life, Hebrew, as a stone, a huge stone. You have all the stone that you need and the tools that you need to carve out the life that you actually want is right up here. It's your imagination. It's your thoughts and your feelings. Your emotions are very powerful, very powerful. That's why sometimes you can come into a room after people have had a very heated argument and you can still feel the heavy tension in there. It's so heavy. Even though you just walk into the room, you don't know what was going on, but you can feel the sharpness in the air. You can feel the heavy angst and unease in the air because emotions are not just personal. Although they may initiate with inside you, but I told you, the invisible world, the spiritual realm, the universe connects your thoughts, your words, and your feelings to an invisible field that connects everything. That's why I can be right here in the DMV and I can be sending my thoughts to somebody all the way over in Africa, in Australia, in New Zealand, or in New York, or in the other part of town, and they'll be able to feel me. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. I can be out here on the East Coast and I can send thoughts and vibes and feelings and emotions and I can project them all the way to the West Coast to whoever they need to go to. I'm talking to somebody out there. This is heavy stuff right here, Hebrew. As a man thinketh. The top part again, Psalms 23:7. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. I'm telling you that right now, wherever you are in your life, this goes for me too. Wherever I am, wherever you are, we are at this point because there is something in our heart, mind, and soul that was thinking this. That was thinking this kind of energy, this kind of frequency of wherever we are today. There was something in our heart, mind, and soul that guided us to this spot, whether that's for better or for worse. That's why we got to clean out our spiritual closets. We got to clean out our spiritual space. See, we know how to clean the crib, but you know how to clean up your house, your condo, your apartment, your tent, wherever you live at. But do you know how to clean your spiritual house? There's only one way to do it. You're going to have to turn to the Most High God, Yahawah. Some people call him Yahuwah. Some people call him Yah. You're going to turn to him and him alone. That's the only way to clean your spiritual house. And you're going to have to meditate on things that are good, things that are righteous, things that are pure. The law of the Most High God. Meditate on it. Sing the laws of the Most High God. Meditate the Psalms. Sing the Psalms of the Most High God. Whether you sing them aloud, whether you sing them audibly, ponder upon those things. Think about those things. Let your emotions bubble up and flow over concerning those things. When you are doing that and you're mixing that all together, your body is vibrating. at a certain kind of vibration. Your body is producing and emitting a certain kind of frequency. And whenever you emit these certain kind of vibrations and frequencies, it's not an option. The universe, because life is a mirror, not a window, the universe must mirror back to you what it's receiving from you. You are bouncing your thoughts, bouncing your words, bouncing your meditation off of the invisible world, and it must project those things back to you. That's one of the invisible laws of the universe. And if you don't believe me, I don't want you to believe me. I want you to go out and try it for yourself. Have you ever tried gaining control of your thoughts, Hebrew? Have you ever tried waking yourself up and becoming conscious? This can only be done when you become conscious of the power that is already within inside you. And this ain't no witchcraft, like I know a lot of people gonna try to say, sorcery, what is he talking about? Power inside of him. Look, you're made in the image of the Most High God. I mean, you're supposed to be a little version of him. The soul that you got inside of you, the spark that you got inside of you, is the same spark that controls all things. You let that meditate and marinate in your mind. The very life spark, or the all spark. They tell you this stuff in a lot of these movies. The Transformer movies refers to the thing inside of the Transformers in their heart. They call it the all spark. It's that thing that makes you conscious. That thing that makes you alive. That thing that makes you not just like a squirrel or a deer, but much more higher when you choose to be. It's called supreme consciousness. You're supposed to be a little version of Yahawah. That's what it means when somebody says, I made you in my image. He made you like himself. You're not just supposed to be some little helpless being walking around this world. Not when you're made in the image of the Most High God. That means you're supposed to be trying to do the kind of things that he would do. The Most High God, he runs things. That means you're created in his image. You should be trying to run something. You should be trying to run things. At least we all should try to run our surroundings, your immediate surroundings, me, you, every one of us has the power to run and govern those things. We have the power to create our surroundings. But the church tells you, no, you don't. You just have to beg and plead for everything. They never told you to realize who you are or what you are. Soul frequency energy. You know what? What a name. What a name. Soul frequency energy says, Shalom, just like your vibrations. All facts. Oh, soul frequency energy says, this is Israel Kingdom of Saints. Hey, Israel Kingdom of Saints, shout out to you, bro. Israel Kingdom of Saints is one of them ones, y'all. This brother is a zealot if I've ever seen one. And he is correct. It's about your vibrations. Family, if you're in here right now and you have not hit the like button, hit the like button. Share this video somewhere and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. You have got to find a way to change your surroundings, to build your surroundings into what you would have them to be. And it starts up here. Again, I'm going to say it again, y'all. The top part of Proverbs 23:7. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. Now that might sound like a little simple verse, but when you really chew on that and pull all the meat off that bone, there's nothing simple about that verse. I told you, your thoughts and your feelings are so powerful. That's why they can cause people to become extremely depressed or extremely overcome with joy. Emotions are very powerful. You couple emotions with thoughts that are persistent and consistent, laser focused thoughts. See, right now, all of our thoughts Until we become conscious of the power that we have already within us, we're already operating under this. It's just that our thoughts are not concentrated. Our thoughts are scattered all over the board. So that's why many of us get mixed results in our life. Because the universe, which is invisible matter, it has no choice but to reflect to you what you're broadcasting. Every man and woman is a walking broadcasting system with your thoughts, your words, and your emotions. Whether you voice them audibly or not, the universe can feel what you're resonating at. Your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit has a vibration. It has a frequency. Every one of us is tuned to a certain frequency. You can't lie about that. You can lie to each other, but the universe knows what frequency you're on. And once again, this ain't got nothing to do with no witchcraft or no sorcery. This is scientific fact. Protons, neutrons, electrons, invisible matter. You can't see protons or neutrons. You can't see the universe. You can't see invisible matter, but it's all there. You can't see oxygen, but it's all there. Is oxygen witchcraft too? Sorcery, he's talking about breathing in oxygen. This is wicked. I can't see oxygen. You can't see invisible matter. You can't see the universe, but they are alive and they can feel you and they can sense you. And I'm trying to tell you, just like I'm learning, learn to gain control of your thoughts. Start off with 5 minutes a day. I'm going to try my best to start taking 5 minutes a day. Turn off the music, turn off the TV, and just sit somewhere by myself in silence and just concentrate my thoughts, consciously concentrate my thoughts on what it is that I want, visualize myself in that state, and feel it. Okay? And you do that long enough and you hold that long enough, the universe has no choice but to make it show up. Melissa Israel says, Shalom, fam. Shalom to you, Melissa Israel. Good to see you. Soul Frequency Energy says, they have us scared to go outside the Bible when they already tampered with our records. Told us we can look outside the book, but the oppressors, exactly, they know about our chosen race frequency. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, bro. King David says, laughing emoji. Soul Frequency Energy says, shit can be scientifically proven metaphysics. Yes, it can. Soul Frequency Energy. We got Ivy Ray in the house. What's going on, Ivy Ray? I haven't seen you in a minute, fam. Good to see you up in here. Hope all is well with you, Ivy Ray. Ivy Ray says Proverbs 18:2 KJV. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Wow. Hey, Ivy Ray, that was a gut shot right there. That was a body blow. That was a spiritual rib breaker right there. Shout out to you, Ivy Ray, for stepping up and knocking that out the park right there. You're absolutely right, fam. We don't even know the power of our own mind, our own thoughts, y'all. Metaphysics. Start looking into metaphysics, y'all. And I encourage everybody out there, start off with 5 minutes a day. That's what I'm going to start off with. 5 minutes a day. I'm going to turn off the radio, the TV, nothing. Just sit by myself. Envision in my mind whatever it is that I want to be. Feel that feeling in my mind, heart, and soul as if it were so. And just smell how that would smell. Feel how that would feel. And believe that I will be walking in that path. Already walked that path in my mind. And focus in on that. How good it would feel to be walking down that path. Smell how it would smell to be walking down that path. And then hold it there. Do it every day. Do it every day until that reality becomes your reality. This is serious, y'all. Everything that you see in this physical world started off up here first. That's where it all starts at. I don't care how big it is. King David says, facts. Why they want our diet bad? Because what, gamma radiation is real? Why y'all serious about the diet law and fruit diet is the best diet to take it? in without getting cooked by that gamma, but you have to still worship Yah only or you no good regardless. Facts, brother. That's why the diet is very so important, y'all. Physically, spiritually, mentally. Look, if we're eating the kind of stuff that the Most High wants us to eat, that's only going to help us, y'all. That kind of stuff only will help us in furthering our walk and furthering our journey and getting progress in everything that we got going on, y'all. Ivy Ray says, good day, Mr. Real Talk and Chat. Good day to you, Ivy Ray. Hope all is well with you. And may the Most High smile upon you and your fam. Let's see. Let's check out Proverbs 4 and 23, family. Proverbs 4 and 23. Proverbs 4 and 23. Keep and guard your heart with all vigilance, and above all that you guard, for out of it flow the springs of life. You see that? When it's telling you to guard your heart, Hebrews, it's telling you to guard your mind, guard your spirit, guard what you are thinking about. You will become what you think about. Like I was telling you, every last one of us, wherever we are right now, whether we realize it or not, we've already been operating in this. Our thoughts that we think about unconsciously. See, that's the difference. You have got to make your thoughts become conscious. You got to become conscious of your thoughts. If not, you already going to operate in this, but your thoughts are going to be unconscious, which means you're going to be broadcasting frequencies and vibrations that you're not even aware of, and your life is going to reflect that back to you in circumstances, and you're going to be wondering, why is my life all over the place? Because subconsciously, your thought patterns are all over the place. The universe is not going to question your thought pattern. It's going to do what it's meant to do, and that's reflect that back to you. That's why it's up to you and to me to become conscious. We must become conscious. If you're not conscious of your thoughts, that doesn't mean that your thoughts still don't control your world. They do. You just don't realize it, so you don't know what kind of thoughts you're thinking because you never were conscious about it. You just let other people and other things plant seeds of thought in your mind, in your spirit. And that's what you've been running off. Or your own thoughts unconsciously pulling you in 10 different directions. That's why you got to be determined. You have to be laser focused. You know what? I would actually say sit somewhere and envision your thoughts, your feelings and emotions. When you couple them together, get a crystal clear picture of what it is that you want, and imagine in your mind that you've harnessed that into a laser. And then you see that stone, and then you start shooting that stone with that laser in your mind with all your thoughts and feelings about what you have shaped in your mind. That way you can laser focus and you can start carving it out in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit. And remember, as a man thinketh, so is he. And if you do that every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day, at some point, your life circumstances has got to start reflecting that back to you. That's how we got to where we at today, whether that's for better or for worse, every one of us. Because nobody has taught us to take control of our thoughts. Nobody has told us to become conscious of what you're thinking about, what you're meditating on. When you think about something, you're meditating and marinating on it. Look, even criminals out here in the streets who live a life of crime, nobody is born a lifetime criminal. But you know how people get to that state? Constantly thinking about ways to commit crime. Constantly thinking about, I'm going to commit this kind of crime. I'm going to be a robber. I'm going to be a degenerate gambler and steal people's money. I'm going to be a thief. I'm going to be a home invader. I'm going to be a gangster. I'm going to be a drug dealer. And they just think these gangster thoughts, these drug dealer thoughts, these scammer thoughts, and they're constantly thinking of these things so much, almost becoming obsessed with these thoughts. And then one day you look up and now they're a full-fledged criminal. And it was brought about because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Have you been conscious about what you've been thinking in your heart? Have you made a concerted effort? Have you ever sat down and made a concerted effort to be determined to think a particular thought for a particular amount of time with no outside distractions? Have you ever sat down and done that? Have you ever sat down and tried to carve out exactly what you want your life to look like with your thoughts? Have you ever then sat and felt the feelings that you would feel if it were so as you are imagining in your life? Can you really feel it in your heart and your soul? Are you replaying that over and over? Because there's something being replayed in your subconscious mind over and over and over. The thing is, many of us have not been conscious of that. And I'm telling you, whatever we got going on in our lives right now, that is what has been replaying deep in our minds and in our heart, which is our subconscious. That's what's been on repeat. And that's why sometimes we feel like we keep doing the same thing, never advancing. You're not going to have any motion until you learn to change your thoughts. Your thoughts control your reality. As a man thinketh, so is he. Let's turn to the book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah chapter 26. I don't know what that tune is. It just pops up in my spirit every now and again. Isaiah 26:3. Listen good. You will guard him and keep him in perfect and constant peace, whose mind, both its inclination and its character, is stayed on you, because he commits himself to you, leans on you, and hopes confidently in you. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? I'm going to read it again. Isaiah 26:3. Listen good. This is dealing again with your thoughts. Listen, Hebrew. Isaiah 26:3. You will guard him and keep him in perfect and constant peace, whose mind, both its inclination and its character, is stayed on you, because he commits himself in you, leans on you, and hopes confidently in you. You keep your mind stayed on the Most High God, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotion. You hold that in your mind. The Most High knows that. The universe knows that. That's why sometimes the universe responds to you just like that. A side note, listen to me on this. Last week at this time, we were in Savageville, as I like to call Washington, D.C. Savageville. That's one of my names I like to call this town. Filled with savages. We were in Savageville last week. Right around this time right here, we placed a witness stone against the borders of Egypt, which is right here in Washington, D.C. Okay? We placed a witness stone to the Most High God, and we did it at the border of Egypt, right in Washington, D.C. Now check this out. We placed that stone in total silence in the woods. Nobody could see it. But before we placed that stone, I had been thinking in my mind, thinking in my heart for weeks. that whenever we place that stone here in Washington, D.C., I'm not going to be surprised if soon as we place that stone, all hell breaks loose in the world, in D.C., in America, wherever, because of what we was doing. I held that thought in my mind, in my soul, in my spirit. And what happened? What happened in Washington, D.C.? Saturday, which was a week ago, we placed the witness stone. 2 days later, all hell broke loose in Washington, D.C. You see that? And I know for a fact, some people might not believe it, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. I know for a fact that us placing that witness stone right here in Savageville is having a direct cause on what you see going on in Washington, D.C. right now. Washington, D.C. is going through all kind of stuff right now. The federal government has taken over the Metropolitan Police Department. There's all kind of stuff going on the streets of Washington, D.C. right now. It's chaos, okay? All kind of stuff erupting. I know for a fact that what we did last week in the town, I know it has a direct effect on what's going on right now. What we did last week, believe it or not, that was righteous divination. We had a ceremony. It was an ancient Hebrew Israelite ceremony. An altar was involved, which was the rock. That is spiritual. It was also physical. And then you see the fallout after we placed that rock right in D.C. Now all hell is breaking loose in D.C. Can't make none of this up. It started up here in the thoughts first, though. I knew weeks ago, before we placed that stone, that after we placed that stone, all bets are off. And that's exactly what's going on. Everything is spiritual, y'all. Everything is spiritual and physical. You cannot have spiritual without having physical. There's no such thing as just having one side to anything. That's why sometimes I really don't understand how you can have wicked divination, but you don't think it's going to be a righteous answer to that with righteous divination. I just don't get it sometimes. But one thing I am starting to understand more and more and more, you will become what you think about. You must become conscious of what you are thinking, Hebrew. And the very second that you're able to get it driven all the way into your subconscious, things going to immediately change just like that. Sometimes it takes longer, sometimes it takes shorter. It depends on exactly what you got going on and how hard it is for you to visualize and conceptualize that idea in your heart, mind, and spirit. As soon as your subconscious accepts it and takes hold of it, it's going to manifest so quick it might make your head spin. And that's what we got to learn how to do. Learn how to control our thoughts. Learn how to change our frequency, just like you change a radio station. If you don't want to listen to 95.5, which is a station in the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia, you don't want to listen to 95.5, turn to 93.9. You don't want to listen to 93.9, go over to 92.3. You don't want to listen to 92.3, go over to 1003.3. That's what this world is. The invisible world is filled with frequencies. There are literally infinite amounts of frequencies that are already there. Just like the radio station. The radio station has hundreds and hundreds of stations, but you can only hear one at a time, the one that you're tuned to. The universe has infinite amounts of frequencies, but you can only hear, or in this case, experience the ones that you're tuned to. But you have to be conscious to be able to turn your frequencies. Many people are going to go to their graves and they're going to live their whole entire life in one particular frequency. And that's not the one they want to be at, but they never learned how to change frequencies. I'm telling you, to change the frequencies, all you got to do is be conscious about your thoughts. And then consciously construct your life with your thoughts and use your emotions to feel those things. And when you couple them together, use words as well. Whether you say them out loud, whether you say them in your mind, in your spirit, the universe picks up on the things that we're thinking. Whatever the dominant thoughts are that we are thinking, the universe picks up on it. And once again, for all of you spooky Israelites out there, this ain't got nothing to do with no witchcraft or sorcery. The universe is real. Protons, neutrons, electrons, that's real. Black matter is real. Invisible matter is a real thing. It's not witchcraft. There are lots of things in this universe that you cannot see with the naked eye. You can't see oxygen, but you know that it's real. You breathing it in, ain't you? The same thing. You got to learn to gain control of your thoughts and then breathe those thoughts in. Yes, and put faith in those thoughts that you're breathing in. You need to start viewing your thoughts as tools, like a hammer and a chisel to carve out your reality. That's all your thoughts are. It's like a hammer and a chisel. And the invisible world, the spiritual realm, is your invisible platform, your invisible stone. And you start chiseling out the kind of image that you want to see in this life. And you can do it. I can do it. Start off taking 5 minutes a day, Hebrew. No radio, no TV. Sit with your thoughts and start constructing. Start meditating, picturing, visualizing, conceptualizing. Smell what it would smell like. To do whatever it is that you're trying to do. Maybe it has a smell to it. You need to be able to smell that smell in your heart, mind, and soul. And you need to be able to constantly hold that thought and be able to keep coming back to it with laser focus at some point, whenever it's time. For some people, it'll take longer. For some people, it might be shorter. But whenever it's time, the universe must produce. That's the way that this thing works, y'all. But nobody's going to tell us this because they don't want us knowing this, y'all. I was getting ready to read a couple of other scriptures, but I don't think I need to read any more scriptures right now. I think my point has been understood. As a man thinketh, so is he. And he will keep you in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on him because of your thoughts. Your thoughts create a certain frequency and a vibration. And the more you can hone in on that, the more you can be deliberate about it instead of having your thoughts running all over the place on their own or because somebody planted a seed of thought in your mind. Instead of running off of that, you need to be the architecture of your thoughts. And as soon as negative thoughts pop up in your mind, as soon as thoughts that don't align with what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go, what you're trying to build, you need to cast those thoughts out and then replace it with the proper thoughts. Only you know what the proper thought is. I can't tell you what to envision. I can't tell you what you want to build. I can't tell you what you want to be. I can't tell you what you want your life circumstances to be. Only you know that. You got to become conscious of your thoughts, Hebrew. Because right now, you're already running on this program. Wherever you are in life right now, you're there because consciously, subconsciously, should I say, you've been thinking something for a particular amount of time and your subconscious bought into that, whatever it was. And so that's why your life reflects that. You may have never considered it before, but now that you're becoming conscious of it, that's the first part of it. You must become conscious of the fact that your thoughts shape your reality. Ancient Israelites knew this. We will be going into more things like this as time goes on because I'm starting to understand this a little more, and most high willing, I'll be able to exercise this and be able to help other people down their road if they wish to exercise what I'm talking about. Got nothing to do with witchcraft, got nothing to do with sorcery. He's a warlock. He's talking about the universe. Doesn't the universe exist? Doesn't protons, neutrons, and electrons exist? Can you see them with the naked eye? No, you can't. Same thing as the universe. Same thing with invisible matter, black matter. You cannot see it with the naked eye, but it does exist. This is reality, okay? And your thoughts and your emotions exist, and they are very, very, very powerful. Like I said, the universe has receptors. Just like you, your body has receptors, your spirit. You are projecting as well as receiving. You are sending out signals as well as receiving signals. And the same signal that you send out, that's the signal that's going to get bounced back to you. And it's going to display itself in life circumstances based off of what you're emitting. And the only way to control what you're emitting is you got to become conscious of what you are emitting. And then become deliberately conscious about what you dwell on, what you meditate on, what you think about, and what you envision. And take time to do it every single day. And then you can be your own guinea pig. Test it out and see what happens. But you got to be real. See, you can lie to me, I can lie to you, but I can't fool the universe. The universe is only going to give you what you resonate at. I can't be on station 95.5 and hear the music on station 102.3. I'm only going to hear what I'm actually tuned to. Same thing with the universe. I can say I want this or I want that. I can even pray for it. But guess what? If I don't resonate at that frequency, that thing is that I'm looking for, it will never come to me. The universe, you can't fool the universe. The universe can hear you, can understand you, and can feel you. And it knows when you're serious, and it knows when you're not. Because the universe is alive. Just like the water is alive, the trees are alive, creation is alive. If you can fathom those things, Hebrew. I hope that somebody out there has been edified by this live stream. I know it's not a typical live stream that we do over here, but we will start doing more live streams like this because I think that brothers and sisters need things like this. I need things like this. Imagine where we would be right now had we grew up as children knowing that our thoughts control our reality. Just give it a try if you think I'm lying. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I hope everybody has a wonderful day out there. Everybody stay safe out there. Keep your head on a swivel. Do your best to turn back to the Most High and Him alone. That's all we need. We don't need nobody else, family. Tavex, Hebrews. Have a great rest of the day. I'm out.